you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
Obviously, a lot was made of this matchup between yourself and Diana Taurasi. I know she's one of your idols. How big is it for you to get a win here against her today?
I'm just happy we won. It was cool to play against her, and obviously a really great game. And like you said, this crowd was absolutely incredible.
Taurasi has had multiple opportunities at the Olympics, and at 40, it's selfish for her to take a spot from someone who deserves it more, said one fan, echoing the frustration many feel about the lack of fresh talent.
Compares Clark to Steph Curry for being relatable to fans, but claims the fact that she's a straight white woman plays a big role in the hype around her. It's not the numbers that she puts on scoreboard privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege, and we have to acknowledge that. And so part of it is about race.
Here's the reality. Tommy's right. It's not just race, though. It's also sexuality. Caitlin Clark is a white heterosexual woman in a black lesbian league, and they resent and are jealous of all of the attention and the shoe deal that she got.
Another fan emphasized this point, saying, Diana Taurasi pushing to attend a 6th Olympics now is just selfish. This sentiment of impatience with her lengthy career was widely shared, with social media flooded with similar criticisms.
Oh, it's always great. Every year is a different journey, and I think that's the best thing about being in a team sport, that it's always different, new faces.
ESPN's Frank Isola also weighed in, advocating for a change in Olympic basketball roster rules. He proposed limiting rosters to players under 25, with 3 exceptions allowed. This, he argued, would encourage all nations to integrate younger talent. Does Diana Taurasi winning another gold really help the sport? Selecting Caitlin Clark would be a more logical choice, Isola suggested, calling for a system that emphasizes the growth of new athletes. Reflecting on her career, Taurasi mentioned, I think this is the first game I've come off the bench since 2004, adding that her main goal remains securing a gold medal with Team USA. However, the recent game featuring the U.S. women's basketball team saw a surprisingly low turnout, raising concerns about fan support.
Caitlin Clark wants to be on the team, but who cares? She knows that in all likelihood she didn't deserve it. She's a rookie. Team USA and the WNBA and all of these folks shouldn't be thinking about marketing and it's about what's going to be unfair to the other ladies, blah, 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 blah. Go after Caitlin Clark.
The situation is particularly notable given the ongoing drama surrounding Caitlin Clark, who was cut from the Olympic roster. Officials stated that she wasn't ready for the international stage, adding further controversy to the debate over roster selection and the future of Team USA.
This year's Team USA women's basketball roster will include several WNBA stars, but Caitlin Clark is not one of them.
This decision has sparked considerable debate, especially in light of Diana Taurasi's performance in the latest game, where she scored only 3 points and spent much of the time on the bench.
You got a max salary at $250,000. You had attendance, although it was trending in the right direction, certainly wasn't where you wanted it to be. And as Shannon pointed out, just the other day, you got a team in the Indiana Fever with their struggling selves, struggling to win a damn game and be relevant.
Notably, Taurasi has been a key figure in women's basketball, but her struggles in this game have led many to question the decision to exclude Caitlin Clark. Clark, a standout player in college, led the NCAA in scoring and assists last season, making her exclusion all the more controversial.
Putting Caitlin Clark on the U.S. women's basketball team is one of the biggest failures of basic business.
Indiana's not a team that's hung their hat on their defense to this point. This announcement has not been made by USA Basketball, so it'd be premature for me to have any conversations about any player or anything.
The U.S. women's basketball team is facing significant challenges, with some calling it one of the biggest failures in basic sports business. In their recent game against Japan, the turnout was dismal, with only 13,040 fans attending, marking the lowest attendance of any game in the first round. It got even worse during their game against Nigeria, where, despite winning, the crowd dwindled to just 12,436 fans. Many believe that if Caitlin Clark were on the team, the crowd size could have easily doubled.
I love watching her score and just everything about her. I got an Iowa t-shirt for Caitlin Clark. We couldn't find a Caitlin Clark one, so...
Her star power is undeniable. Caitlin Clark has been a major draw in college basketball, and her absence from the Olympic roster has been keenly felt.
Who are you here to see tonight?
Caitlin Clark!
Whoa, you came from Canada to see...
From Saskatchewan, Canada.
That's a long walk.
We drove 23 hours.
Whoa, hold on a second. To see, I'm gonna guess. Let me guess.
Caitlin Clark.
Adding to the criticism, NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal recently remarked, if they want to fill the stands, they need to put Caitlin Clark on that roster. His statement underscores the widespread belief that Clark's presence could significantly boost fan engagement.
Well, it was definitely what happened last year between Caitlin Clark and, Andrew Reese. It was, talked about and would have liked to see that rematch in time. But Caitlin Clark is a special player. She reminds me of a Steph Curry. A lot of times she takes those ill-advised shots that me and Chuck don't like, but they go in. Not only do they go in consistently. And the way she plays the game, she's the true definition of a great player, one that makes the players around her better. Not only was she making a great shot, she was making great passes.
Looking at the starting lineup, it's clear that the same names keep appearing, like Japan, Belgium, and Germany, which may be contributing to the lack of excitement around the games. Diana Taurasi's performance has been particularly concerning. In the last 2 games, she scored absolutely nothing, and in the third game, she managed only 3 points. While she did contribute 4 assists, a small silver lining, she was ultimately benched. Fans are outraged, calling her performance pathetic, especially since she has scored just 3 points in the last 3 games combined. Many believe Taurasi shouldn't have been selected for the team. While it's admirable that she was given a chance to win another gold medal, it came at the cost of Caitlin Clark's spot on the roster.
I'm sure Caitlin Clark's about to make a lot of money.
She's earning her money right now.
No, Caitlin's balling right now. I don't have the box score, but at one point, is this where we talk about her being our child?
Oh.
All right, I'm going to let you deal with it. You're the mom.
This is our firstborn, Caitlin Clark. As you can see, she has the passing ability of Shoshana Bird.
Taurasi had no business being on this team, especially given her recent performances. Even Brittany Griner didn't perform well either. Actor Michael Rappaport weighed in, stating that Caitlin Clark would be a much better choice for the women's Olympic team right now and would attract more viewers.
Yeah, I think being just grateful that I'm from here, and obviously it's been cool to see, I did this after my freshman year and now doing it after my junior season, and just kind of how much it's evolved and how much it's grown. But definitely a lot of Hawkeye fans. Going to try to meet as many people as I can, but definitely just really cool to see the support for myself. I think it shows how excited people are about our team, how much fun they had watching our team, and myself. I think it just speaks to the season we've had, but also the 2 years before this year, people were still excited about myself and our team. So.
Diana Taurasi's performance in the Olympics has faced significant scrutiny, particularly when compared to her past achievements.
In the WNBA, that always translates no matter what. If you have a motor, you're going to outwork people.
For sure.
Because there's always going to be people coming into camp, not ready to play.
Right.
And her motor is crazy.
It's crazy.
I never see her tired.
No.
Never see her tired.
And she plays 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Legit, all the time.
Historically, Taurasi has been a standout player for Team USA, consistently contributing high points and leading the team in scoring. For example, during the 2016 Rio Olympics, she averaged 15.6 points per game and had standout performances, including a game-high 25 points against Serbia. In the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, she again made a strong impact, scoring 16 points and providing 8 assists in the gold medal game against Japan.
What Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. And the one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game.
However, her recent Olympic performance has been markedly less impressive. In the current Olympic cycle, Taurasi has struggled significantly, scoring 0 points in 2 games and only 3 points in a third. This sharp decline has led many fans and commentators to question her selection for the team, especially when younger talents like Caitlin Clark could potentially bring more to the roster. It's surprising that there's actually a debate about whether Diana Taurasi should have made the team over Caitlin Clark. It's a total mess.
You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and, she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright, and, being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that and, going into the future.
Taurasi is considered to be past her prime for this level of play, with some suggesting she should seriously consider coaching instead of continuing to play. There are even opinions that she should skip the entire WNBA season and retire. In contrast, Caitlin Clark's recent performances highlight her potential and readiness for the international stage. For instance, during her rookie season, Clark averaged 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, showcasing her significant impact on the game. While Taurasi has a storied career, her current performance metrics are less compelling, raising questions about her place on the team.
What will Caitlin Clark's hardest transition going into the WNBA be?
All right. I mean, look, the game,
defense.
Yeah, the game is just, when you talk about how physical the game is, it's just a whole different level. You're talking about the 120 best players in the world, hopefully in peak condition, and that just makes the game harder in itself.
You said 120.
How many are there? 10 times 12 is 120.
Taurasi has been ice cold lately, with just 3 points combined in the last 3 games and 4 assists, though that's a small silver lining. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, a rookie, set a WNBA record with 19 assists in a single game and was left off the Olympic team. That's a joke. Dawn Staley, Gino Auriemma, and Cheryl Reeve have all faced criticism for this decision, which many see as embarrassing for USA basketball. Sure, they may win gold, but leaving off players like Clark, who clearly deserved a spot, is seen as petty and unjust.
Caitlin Clark had an amazing year and is nominated for 3 awards. I love that she tries to stay grounded, and she says she doesn't have a social, but she doesn't look at her social, and I get it. I don't either, and I think it's so important to continue to do what she's doing, and no matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do.
Their box scores are atrocious. They're clearly struggling. To say Caitlin Clark isn't ready is baffling. I would have loved to see what not ready looks like. Clark's passing vision and court awareness are off the charts, and her ability to create scoring opportunities for teammates is unparalleled in college basketball. She would have brought a dynamic playmaking element to the Olympic team that is sorely missing. In today's second story, we've got a real head-scratcher involving LeBron James at the Paris Olympics. During a game where Team USA was cruising to victory, the crowd began cheering with about 3 minutes left. LeBron, mistaking the cheers for himself, decided to make a show of it. He went to the bench, raised his arms, and even put on a fake crown. Here's the catch: the crowd wasn't cheering for him at all. This awkward moment was highlighted when announcers pointed out that the cheers were actually for someone else. LeBron's misguided display earned him the nickname El China James on social media. According to the New York Post, during Team USA's blowout win over Brazil in the quarterfinals, LeBron mistakenly thought the standing ovation and cheers at Bercy Arena were directed at him. At 39 years old, James waved from the bench and did his signature King James gesture while the Americans were up by 32 points with less than 3 minutes left in their 122-87 win. In reality, the crowd was cheering for Lyon Marchand, the local hero from France. With the Olympics taking place in Paris, fans rallied behind their own athlete, who had even made an appearance at the basketball game. James' confusion might have been fueled by his appearance on the Jumbotron, where he mistakenly thought the attention was on him. You can clearly see in the footage that the crowd was focused on Marchand, not LeBron. Marchand, who won 4 gold medals and a silver, was the true star of the moment. Fans had their phones out, capturing pictures of Marchand while ignoring LeBron. It's clear the cheers were for Marchand, not LeBron James. LeBron really made himself look foolish here. It's pretty hilarious that he thought the moment was for him. Someone even remarked, "Bro really thinks he's the main character all the time," which sums it up perfectly. It's typical of LeBron to try to steal the spotlight, even when it's not meant for him. Sure, some people might be LeBron fans, but in that moment, the focus was definitely on someone else. That's my take on it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.